What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and today I had a beautiful bounce back day from my small red day yesterday. I was able to make $1,600 something today day trading, and pretty cool, pretty happy to be back in the green. And I want to explain in today's video how I was able to do that so that you guys, if you're not very profitable, or if you're just a little bit profitable, or maybe you're negative, you can learn from my techniques that I use to make these types of profits. So hopefully you find this video helpful. Also, I'm going to be talking about the stocks I'm going to be watching for tomorrow. And last but not least, I have an exclusive series of notes that I took from the Matesco MITI conference this morning. I guess it wasn't their conference, but my favorite CEO, Larry Diamond, was presenting there, and we got a lot of good nuggets for you guys. Again, this is my only long-term hold. I'm holding 200,000 shares of this company because I'm a big fan of it, so we got some important updates today, so I'm also gonna talk about that. So if you're holding it with me, stay tuned for that because it's pretty exciting news. So yeah, let's dive into it. If you haven't liked the video already, please do that. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you have not already, because that also really helps out the channel. And if you want to Venmo me like $20,000, that would also help out the channel, but I don't really expect anyone to do that, so I guess I will keep dreaming on that one. Let's type on my computer and talk about this stuff. Alright guys, so first of all, it was a really frustrating day for a couple of reasons. Number one is the fact that Schwab kept crashing today, and this brings me back to the Fidelity days. I guess every brokerage has problems at some point. I heard E-Trade was having trouble with their level 2 today, but basically Schwab would, I think probably 3 times today, would not let you sell, and then it forced you to log out of their Street Smart, what's it called? Street Smart Edge platform, their computer desktop trading platform. So it logged you out and it wouldn't let you sell or buy anything. And unfortunately, I got stuck in a few positions and gave back some gains because of that. But it is what it is. And then the second thing is right here. This is SPY, S&P 500. ETF. So you can see this is the overall market basically. And right here, they came out with the news that Biden is potentially raising the capital gains tax. He's basically going to double it. And the market didn't really take too kindly to that. And then also, he talked about potentially implementing an 80% capital gains tax on cryptocurrency. And you can imagine Coinbase did not fare too well when that news came out. So this sold off pretty hard. And I mean, it's just dying in after hours, man. It's just nuts. So it's getting down towards that 250 IPO price. So it's pretty crazy. Just a lot of wild stuff going on in the overall market, and it's getting to be a scary place out there, man. So I'm glad I'm adaptable, and I'm glad I can flip long, I can flip short, I can do whatever needs to be done, and hopefully you guys are as adaptable as me. And if not, you can always learn. You know, it's never too late to start to be adaptable. You know, you don't have to hold bags and be like that forever. So I mean, if I go look at the overall trend. Wow. I mean, from March, bro, if I go look at from March of 2020, can you even see it? I don't even think you can see it. Has it really been that long? My goodness. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's insane. We've pretty much doubled from March a year ago, and it's now April. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like there could be some type of bigger pullback because we're still up a lot. I mean, we're literally right at all-time highs. Pretty crazy. So I'm playing it carefully, man. I'm playing it carefully, and I'm trading what I do. I'm taking my profits, and I'm getting out like I always do. So I want to talk about some of the tickers that I was trading today. So Humble, again, I learned my lesson yesterday, trying to take big size short at open. So I didn't do that at all today, and I was patient, and I saw it dip. And then I saw it start to bounce, so instead of trying to short into the weakness, because there's no way I would have gotten filled there, I kind of let it choose a direction and open. I was like, all right, you know what? I think this thing is finally at a point where it's gonna bounce. And so I bought right here. I got filled 1,000 shares. Again, I was trading 3,000, 6,000, 9,000 shares yesterday, and I got squeezed. So today, I just took 1,000 shares. I bought 1,000 shares at 166, and continuing on up. Let's see, when else did I buy? I'm trying to see what day that is. Today's the 22nd. Yeah. Yeah. It was so I bought 1,000 at 166. I bought 1,000 at No, about 2,000 at 176.5 because it was still ripping, and I kind of sized into my position. And then I started taking gains up here in the 180s, 187, 187.8, 187, 186.5 up in here. And I probably should have shorted because it got a little overextended here. And again, you know, I like trading against the trend. You know, when it goes really hard, it typically comes back, and it's typically a good trade to make. So I mean, I just took small size, guys, and I put myself up pretty nicely. You know, what, I don't know, $500 in the first, maybe it was $800 in the first, you know, I don't know, 30 minutes of the day. So it's pretty nice. I mean, pretty nice. Definitely a better feeling than trying to dig yourself out of a hole. So if you take good setups and you nail your entries with small size, there's less slippage, and you're not gonna have to dig yourself out of a hole. You're gonna be a better trader. Take the emotions out of it, and I'm really glad I was able to bounce back from my loss yesterday. And I think that's one of the things that sets me apart from people who are not successful traders, is the fact that I refuse to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over. You know, if I'm making a mistake, okay, that's fine. Humans make mistakes, but I want to keep adapting as a trader. So if I make a mistake, I always want to be learning from it so that I can not make that same mistake again, because there's nothing that's more frustrating. And that's, I think, the main thing that holds people back is they just keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. So I'm grateful I was able to do that today on Humble. And then there was just a ton of flipping potential on Humble today. I mean, I was calling some of these out in the chat, but you can see there's a lot of like 2-cent ranges where it was just bouncing up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, some invisible walls, man. It was honestly pretty easy to flip today. So in the afternoon, I was flipping this a lot. And whether you're patient and you wait to get filled on the ask and filled on the bid, or you just do a market order and then wait for it to downtick and you get filled halfway between, you know, 182.5, 181.5, whatever it is, I mean, it works pretty well, man. So I was making some good money doing that today. And you take 1,000 shares, you take 1,000 shares twice, you know, $10 if it downticks once, $20 if it downticks once, if you have 2,000 shares, and you do that over and over throughout the course of the day, $10 here, $10 here, $10 here, $10. It really adds up, guys. It really adds up. So that is what I was doing on Humble today. I'm not sure what Humble's going to do from here. You know, it's kind of right around that 175 mark where the resistance was. You can see here that resistance right here where this bounce failed. So it's kind of right around that area. I'm not sure what's going to happen, man. We could see a morning panic tomorrow, or this thing could just keep ripping and come right back on up. I really have no idea, but I will react and I will trade carefully with small size no matter what it does. And I'm just looking forward to it, man. It'd be cool if we got another panic. It'd be cool if we got another rip. I am totally fine with whatever happens. I am here to adapt to the market. RGBP. This stock continued ripping today and then went red on the day. And there was a lot of room on the short side and the long side on this stock. And I was calling all these out in the Discord. But, I mean, pretty much, guys, what I do on this one is I wait for it to get overextended, and I start taking a stab at a short. You know, I'll start shorting it here. And if it keeps going, I'll cover. And I'll wait for it to get a little more overextended. I'll watch the level 2. If I see a big seller come in after a ton of green candles, I'll short pretty big size. And not huge size, but I mean, I'll short, you know, 50,000 shares. And I'll cover when I have gains. And I'll just do it over and over again. And that's pretty much all I was doing. If it gets too overextended to the downside and a big buyer comes in, I'll flip my bias. And I actually did that a lot today. You know, I didn't buy huge size because I don't have much settled cash. But I mean, a lot of these dips, when you get 3 big red candles in a row and then you get some big bidders that come in, you know, 2 million a bidder, you can see it on the level 2. Then I buy 25,000 shares and I sell it, you know, once it goes up, you know, 0.1% a share, 0.2% a share. And it's pretty predictable gains, guys. It's pretty predictable gains. And if you take small size, you're not going to take too much slippage. So if it continues to go against you, it's really not that hard. You don't take that many losses. So your win percentage is really high and your losses are very small. So that's what I like about my strategy. You know, that's what I like about this particular strategy. And I'm just grateful that it's been working so well. OZSC, this had news in the middle of the day. I want to say it was right here. Yeah, so it was right here. You can see that spike in volume right at like 1050-ish. I want to say maybe 1053. I don't know. Randomly came out. Yeah, 1053. That's when it came out. And again, I alerted this in the Discord as soon as it came out. But this just happened to be one of the times when Schwab had crashed. So I couldn't long it here. And it did see a nice little spike from there. I mean, it spiked up over 1 cent a share. So, I mean, it's decent. Definitely not like the runs that we used to get. But pretty wild. I also shorted this at the beginning, I'm pretty sure, when it got this overextended. But I mean, you know, there's just a lot of opportunities, man. A lot of opportunities. I missed some of these dumps because I was focused on AITX. Now, this one refused to break down. I was shorting it right here, and it was just being really annoying. No, maybe I was shorting it right here. I forget where I was shorting one of these places. It might have been right here. Yeah, it might have been right here. It was just hovering right here, and it refused to break down. It started actually breaking out right as OZSC was breaking down. So it was really annoying, and I missed a lot of these big tanks. LTNC had a lot of range today as well. I'm trying to see what else. AABB, this one was still moving today, guys. Still moving. Definitely some opportunity for profit in this one. But the executions are so disgusting on this stock recently, at least, that I really cannot feel comfortable touching it, man. I really can't. You know, if I short or I long, it doesn't really matter. The market makers, I feel like they're toying with me. So it's very tough to get the fills on that. INVU, this had some nice sell-offs today. This had some nice dip buys. I nailed a dip buy here, I want to say at 30, and I sold at 31.5. But there was another one that I absolutely screwed up. So it might have been this one. I'm not sure which. One of these I absolutely screwed up. But, you know, there's a lot of opportunities, guys. There's a lot of, I guess that's the biggest takeaway. This chart is pretty choppy, so I don't want to try to give you my exact entries on this. But again, you know, if you zoom in a little bit, when this happens in real time, like you see a chart that looks like this and it tanks from 36 down to under 30, I'm pretty confident taking an entry here because I know chances are this thing is going to bounce back at least to 31. You know, I'm very confident that it's going to do that. So even if I don't time the entry perfectly, I bought at 30.01 and it dipped below, but I was confident enough to hold because I know that this thing is going to bounce really hard. But the thing about INVU is this stock is one of those ones that has a horrible spread a lot of the times, and there's some algorithms that are weird. So like this thing has like a 2-cent spread a lot of times, 3-cent spread. So you'll see it printing, you know, 32 cents. And you'll be like, damn, that's the price right now. But then you try to sell there, and you either sell on the ask, and then a market maker undercuts you, and you cannot get filled no matter how much buying there is, or you sell market, and then they just fill you on the bid, which is, you know, 2 cents below, and you get out for no profit at all. That also happened to me on this stock, which is really, really annoying, really frustrating. But, you know, it is what it is. Also, there were no shares to short on this. Otherwise, I would have shorted right here into this bounce. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just one of those stocks, guys, that you want to keep watching because typically speaking, there's some opportunities. ENZC was also moving today. Had some nice green candles and then, you know, broke down under 15. It was really struggling. And then it finally sold off here. Yeah. So, I mean, there's like an invisible wall here. I did short here, but then it popped up here and I got spooked and I got out before this actual big tank down there. So I got to learn to be more patient on stuff like this. I know I say that every single video, but you know, I guess I'm gonna keep saying it. I guess that's like a drinking game you guys should play. You know, take a shot every time David says he needs to be more patient. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, forwardly was also moving, guys. I mean, it's pretty much the same stuff as always. I think that's kind of the main takeaway, guys, is that these OTC stocks are still in play, and we're getting a little bit more momentum, even though it is, you know, a little bit difficult sometimes to read it in the choppiness. So in the middle of the day, sometimes you gotta be a little bit more patient. You gotta be a little bit more patient and just wait for those perfect executions because it's very easy to get chopped up and you know, stuff will pull up and then it'll pull back down and it'll dip and then it'll immediately bounce back, and it feels like market makers are just moving it around to take your money. So you gotta be careful that you don't get back those hard-earned gains or, you know, potentially just take more losses than you need to. RGBP, that was the main one I traded today. I would say I traded that the most. Try to see if there's anything else. TYHT is another example. Oh, I guess this actually squeezed a little bit in after hours. This is one of those ones that like it spikes up and it's kind of consolidating. If this thing had more time, I'm pretty confident that this thing would have just broken down and done this. So I was actually shorting it in here at like 7:30, and I was hoping for a crack under 710, which happened in after hours, of course, and I had to cover at a loss at like 735-ish. Which is kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. This is a pretty confident short for me because I had really good risk reward here. So you can see the high of day on here is the same exact level, 745, 750 area, and that's right where this thing failed. You know, it's right where this failed. So I think that's 750. You can see that is literally where the spike from yesterday failed. So if you're just looking at the chart here, you'd be like, all right, David, well, why are you so confident, you know, going short in this area, risking off of 750? Well, again, if I zoom out, I mean, it's the exact same resistance point. So typically speaking, especially in this market, if you take a short here, risking off of the high a day here, that's a pretty high odds trade because pretty much everything is just failing and just dying off, fading down. So this was a pretty high odds setup. Again, just towards the end of the day, and I did recognize that, so I wasn't too stubborn on this one, and that's why I barely took a small loss on this. So again, I was just hoping it would break down towards the end like this one did, but it did not because there was not enough time, if that makes sense. So again, if this happened 30 minutes before close, it probably would have broken down like this one. So shorting into resistance is something that I absolutely love to do. There were a few other Nasdaqs that were actually moving today, so I want to pull those up real quick. So we had BTX. This was one that I guess just absolutely had a nice breakout, which is pretty strange in this market. You know, this is pretty strange. It's pretty strange that you can buy the high a day break and make money. It's pretty strange, but I think the fact that it kept making higher highs. I don't know why it's not letting me. Come on, baby. There we go. Like every single time, it was just a higher high. Just a higher high, you know, it was good, man. It was just a nice little uptrend, and because of that, I feel like this right here, you know, kind of this break, that probably would have been the smart entry point, you know, right here at this $11 break. And if I were paying attention, if I were trading Nasdaqs, that's probably where I would have entered. But it is definitely tough, man. It's definitely tough because look at this. This is what has been happening a lot in the market, right? So high a day break. It comes in, here's the high day, right here. When it comes out and breaks the high day, it wicks over high day and immediately rejects and pulls back over $1 a share. So this is the type of market that we've been seeing recently, and it's why a lot of people are sketched out to buy high day breaks, you know, buy breakouts at high day. So it's a little bit frustrating. But I mean, I guess in this case, it did work. So kind of cool. I know someone who made 15,000 on, well, I don't think he had 15,000 on the day. I don't know how much he made on this particular one, maybe 10,000 or something like that. But still pretty cool, man. Still pretty cool. The other one was OCGN, excuse me. And this one, you know, pretty similar in my opinion. You know, it was kind of consolidating in this range. And once it broke, golly, I think I'm right clicking or something. Once it broke out past the high a day here multiple times, it held that really well and never came back down under, and then just absolutely squeezed in the close and continued squeezing in after hours. So this is definitely one to watch tomorrow. Definitely one to watch tomorrow. I mean, it looks like it's been running for multiple days now. So pretty cool. If you're into Nasdaqs, definitely keep this one on your watch list. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. NPCE, I guess that moved up a little bit. NPCE. It moved up a little bit. I would say not super interesting. And then CDAK. That's the other one. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. I didn't trade any of these. Again, I know what I'm good at. I'm good at trading OTCs, and I pretty much stick to that for now. You know, I don't see any need to diversify yet if it's working for me. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did and you made it to the end, I feel like there's not many of you. I feel like there's not many anymore. I feel like a lot of people are dying off in the market. You know, I want to really watch my videos anymore because the market's so slow. So it is what it is. If you made it to the end, comment gorilla so that I know you are a real ape strong together. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.